Well, chitty chat, what happened today? But decided to drive up. Pancho Villa State Park is sort of open. So I want to go up and see if I can get my pass so that I can go up there camping again. That, and I wanted to see if I could dump the tanks on my van. So I went down, picked up the van, we drove out there. It's an hour and a half drive from here. And I figured, well, when I get to the town, I'll get something to eat. No restaurant was open in the little town today. Their little one main street that they have was closed. They're working on the road, so that wasn't open. And the other two little restaurants they have were closed today as well. So hadn't eaten at all in the morning, so it's already 1 o'clock. And I remembered, they got that little store down the way. So I went down to the little store. They've got really not too much there. So I had some bologna and got some, little breads from Mexico and just had like some bologna on some bread. It was something to eat, okay, so that was okay. So then I went over to the Pancho Villa State Park, and you go up to the office, and it says, well, you have to knock and someone will come out. Don't come in the office. Okay, so you knock. Nobody comes out. Okay, so there went that. And I was kind of between a rock and a hard place because you can't, not supposed to be able to camp there unless you are a New Mexico resident, which I am, since I have property here now. But my license and my car registration is still in Florida. So I was going, I don't know if they'll let me buy the pass now or not because of that. Anyway, I went in, part of the park was closed off. There were, I think, 3 people in there camping. I drove around. Thank goodness it was open, and they got the easiest place to dump your tanks. So I was able to do that when I was there, thank goodness. So I get ready and I leave. And coming back, you got to stop by the Border Patrol. And of course, they always ask, are you a citizen? Oh, yes. They say, oh, I see you're from Florida. I said, yes, I've been away from Florida for a long time. And guy goes, oh, I lived there for a short time. I see you didn't like it there either. He said, no. So anyway, passed us through, Is anybody else in there? No, just me and the short furry one, and that's it. So it passed us through. We came through. And we're driving back. And I'm tired today, exhausted for the anemia. They wanted to put me on the metformin for the diabetes. I took it a couple of times, but it made me so nauseous and gave me a headache. I said, I can't do this. So I stopped that. But I got the diabetes again because of the medication. The gabapentin and Ambien, was it Ambien? That they had me on for a time. And both medications make you gain weight. And I gained about 30 pounds on the medication. So, I stopped the medication. I am losing weight. I was up to, it was 170 something. I'm down to 159.8 this morning. Every day it's going down by a pound, a little less than a pound, but it is going down. So once my weight gets down to, normal again, the diabetes goes away. So I'm not that worried about the diabetes. It's going to rectify in time. What I'm doing that's working really well is you just eat, you eat your normal things, and your last meal is like 5 or 6, and then you don't eat again in the evening. You don't eat again until the next day, the next morning. And usually, I don't really get hungry, get ready to eat until about 11 o'clock. So I eat my meals between 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then after that, I stop. And that seems to be actually working versus all these dietary things I was doing, keto. Now, keto I can lose, but it's, again, something you have to really pay more attention to. And this one, once you get over that first hump of those few days where you know, because I'm used to eating at night. I get up at night and I get hungry. And so that's, you know, I do my snacking. I do a lot of snacking and eating at night. So that's what was causing, I think, a lot of the problem. So since I've been doing that, just eating my meals from between 11 till 6, and then no more food after that, it is working to actually lose the weight. Now, if you have Amazon Prime, you can see the video on that. It's called fasting, and it's got all different types of fasting. This is the easy one. You just, you know, you don't eat at night. You just don't eat after 6, okay? And like I said, that seems to be working quite well so far. I am losing. I went from 170 down to 159. And that's going pretty rapidly, so I'm really happy with that. It's really miserable when you put on a lot of weight from medication. Not much you can do. You have to take the medication, and there's nothing you can do to stop the weight gain. So I'm really happy to find a way to start losing it. I'm so looking forward to getting back down and losing this weight. Oh, mercy. Yeah, it's not fun. So anyway, back on track, we're driving back, and I'm in the, usually the slow lane, unless I'm passing. And then, I'm going along at a good clip, and then I see this car up here. We've got it's a 2-lane highway. I've got the truck here in the slow lane, and then I've got this black car hovering at the, back where the truck is. And the truck is, a little slow. And this guy won't move. He won't budge. He's just in this black car with Colorado license plate with, it looks like he wrote all over his car with chalk or something. He had Trump written on it and a bunch of other stuff. I didn't see what else. From Colorado. And this guy won't move. And meanwhile, traffic is backing up because they want to pass this truck and they want to get down the road. Well, this guy refuses to move. It's like 20 miles of this, okay? And the truck's not going to speed up. This guy's not going to speed up. People are getting irritated. They're wanting to go around him, and he won't let anybody over. And this guy was weaving. He almost hit me at one point. I backed off because, I see this guy's a menace. And if he's going to do something crazy, I want to have room to avoid the situation. So I backed off because I was right next to this Yahoo before. And so I let some people come up, and they got, in front of me, and that's fine with me. I want to keep an eye on this guy and have enough room to stop quick if I have to, okay? So anyway, people are getting really irritated. And one guy goes on the shoulder to pass. When that guy goes on the shoulder to pass, this guy goes from that lane all the way across to the shoulder and then back again like this. Wow, like that. I mean, just crazy, because he's not going to let anybody go around, okay? So that guy's nuts. So I'm on the phone calling the emergency services and saying, look, I'm out by this mile marker. We've got this crazy guy from Colorado holding up all the traffic. You know, he won't let anybody go by. If somebody tries to go by, he'll swing his car from the left all the way to the shoulder, the right and back again. He's an accident waiting to happen. You need to get somebody out here. Well, keep going. It's like another 15, 20 miles. And finally, you know, there's a couple cars in front of me. They put their flashers on so nobody else can go up close to this guy, because this guy's erratic. He's just, you know, I don't know if he's on drugs, if he's road rage, don't know what his problem is, but seriously, there's some sort of a problem going on. And so anyway, the police are coming from the other side. They see the flashers on. Somebody else must have called them as well, unless it was just me and they called it in. But see him, his lights go flashing. He goes by and then he doubles back around. Then we wind up having 3 more cars coming up with their flashers on, and people are trying to let them by. And meanwhile, I mean, traffic is backed up miles because of this guy. The police finally get over there and get him pulled over. I tried to get video before when he was going, but it just took pictures. It's a little hard to drive and hold the camera and turn this on at the same time. So I wasn't able to get that. But here we have, I don't know if you can see, there's 3 police cars and the guy up in front of them. Then they had another car come by in the center lane, and he gets out with this big, big shotgun, another policeman. They weren't going to deal with this guy. So what happened after that? I don't know. I kept going. But they did finally get there and get this guy pulled over. I'd like to know what his problem was, okay? Why he was, you know, was he on drugs? Was he high? Was he just pissed off at the world? What in the world was going on with this guy? But I'm glad to say nobody got hurt. But he was doing really erratic stuff. He was going like this between the lanes, you know, and yeah, just from here to the other side and skidding back across again. Yeah, an accident waiting to happen. I'm like, you guys need to get somebody out here now. I'm telling you, this guy is an accident waiting to happen. Okay? And so, again, they did finally show up out there. And I can't imagine they would let this guy continue driving. 9 out of 10, he's probably sitting his butt in the jail for the evening while they check out and see if he's under the influence of drugs or whatever. But something's going on. I mean, you don't usually take, you know, stuff on a black car and be writing all this crazy stuff on it. It was something like, what was it? I love physics, and he had Trump on there, and he had, I don't know what all he had written on there. Anyway, we got home fine, took the van, parked it in the storage, got the car, came back up, and I did see one of the quick motor vehicle departments in Columbus, which if worse comes to worse, you know, it costs you more money to go there, and it's an hour and a half drive. If worse comes to worse, I may wind up doing that. Now I got to call Monday, see if they do the driver's license as well, or if it's only just for the vehicle registration. I will be so glad to get my cars registered here, get my insurance changed over and my driver's license, and then I'm done with stuff. I can relax and know that, everything is done that I needed to do. But yeah, the motor vehicle, to get your appointment, there are no appointments until the end of November, which by that time, they will cancel my driver's license and say, you're no longer in the state. We cannot issue yours anymore. We're going to suspend your license. Yes, Florida will do that. They do not have this thing understanding about COVID now. They don't care. They almost suspended my license one time before because I had my insurance changed out here because I'm staying out here. And they go, oh, no. If your driver's license is still in Florida, you need Florida insurance because we're going to cancel your driver's license. We're going to suspend it. I said, how can you suspend it? I've got insurance. I can't help it. There is no place open here. Well, that's not our problem. Okay, your problem is you're out of state and you got a Florida driver's license, and we're going to suspend your license. I'm just going, oh, God. So I finally told him, you can't do that. I own property in Florida. It is still my main address. You cannot suspend my driver's license. I have done nothing wrong. So they finally, just changed my insurance over to Florida, and I've been fine. But now that my house is sold there, I've got, a very short time that I need to find a way to get this rectified. They said they do have some walk-in appointments, but you've got to be there like 7 in the morning, 7:30, and stand there all day waiting for an appointment, waiting to get in to, I'm just going, oh. So anyway, that's the last of the craziness because of COVID. If there was no COVID, it would be no problem. I would have done this months ago when I was staying in the van down at the RV park. I would have changed it over then. But because of COVID, nothing's been open out here. And you have to have an appointment, is what they were telling me. You have to have an appointment, okay? And there are no appointments for 2 months. So anyway, it's been a little crazy. But usually here, I have to say, you don't see all the accidents like you see in Florida. You don't see a lot of this craziness like this that you do in Florida. So today was, one of those crazy days. I wish I could find out what happened with this guy. What was his problem? But yeah, no, seriously, it could have been we could have had a very serious accident out there because he was coming across the line, weaving back and forth between the 2 lanes, just like this for a while, and then when somebody tried to go past, he slammed over and slammed it. So I don't know what was going on with this guy. But I'm glad the police finally got out there and got him off the roadway. Oh, and I'm glad there wasn't any accident because it could have been very serious. People were like bumper to bumper wanting to move, So it could have been a multi-car accident if something would have happened. So anyway, thank God everybody's safe. and that crazy guy's off the road. And on that note, I think I'm going to turn in pretty soon. Yesterday, I made a big, huge thing of soup. I try to make soup with a lot of kale in it because kale has all the vitamins and the minerals and things. A lot of kale and meats in it, bone broth. I need stuff to build up for the anemia, and also it's good for the for dealing with the diabetes as well. So you get good protein in it, healthy. It's easy to do. You just go in, grab a bowl, heat it up, and you've got it there. So very simple to do. And I do that a lot. Before, when I was dealing with diabetes and the anemia, that's what I've done primarily to come back out of it. A lot of liver and a lot of the kale. I like the soups with a lot of kale in it because it's one of the highest things for minerals and iron. Because my anemia is from low iron. So anyway, I'm going to leave this here. Isn't that right, Mr. Max? What do you have to say for yourself? Want to come and say hello to the Mr. Maximus Minimus fan club? Yeah? Yeah. You have a good ride today? Yeah. Rode the car with Mom? Yeah. You rode the hawk today? Went in the hawk? Yeah. Yeah. He said, I did. I rode with Mom, and then when we came back, we walked up to the mailbox and checked the mail. He says, you know, I have to walk with her, make sure it's safe. So, yeah. Maximus Minimus walked with me up to the thing. He's got his routine now. Every day, he will not go potty in the backyard. Will not go. He doesn't. I open the back door and he stands there and looks at me like, you got to be kidding. I'm not going out there. Isn't that right? He says, you're telling on me. He won't go out in the backyard. Doesn't care for the backyard. So every morning we get up. I do the reading in the morning and then we go ride the car, don't we? Yeah, we go ride the car. And he goes out for his walk in the desert for a few minutes. Every day we go to a different area, so he gets to check out new areas. He says, I like that a lot. And usually he'll get up a small puppuccino, and I'll have my coffee in the morning and my ice. And then we come back and he rests today. He wants to sit next to me on the couch, or if I'm in another room doing something else, he'll be right there next to me. And then in the afternoon, he says we go out and we go to the mailbox. Yeah. And he's got his potty pads in here. In the morning, he'll get up and pee on the potty pad in there. And he says, that's what I do. That's what I do every morning. I have my routine, and I like my routine a lot. Isn't that right, Mr. Max? You going to give me a kiss? You going to give me a kiss? He says, nah, not really. I don't think so, not today. You're telling on me. You embarrassed me, Mom. Yeah, well, sorry about that, Mr. Max. Anyway, love and light. Say bye, Miss. Say bye. Say bye. Maximus Minimus. He's a good boy. He really is a good boy. I'm very fortunate that I have Mr. Max around. Yeah. So we'll see you. Say see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. Maximus Minimus.